Today we're talking about SS31, also known as lamipretide. This is one of the most exciting mitochondrial targeted peptides that we actually have human clinical data on. This one isn't hype, it's the real deal. So let's get into it. SS31 is designed to repair and protect the mitochondria. These are the tiny energy factories inside of every cell, and so it's technically an antioxidant, but not in the same way we think about vitamin C floating around the whole body. SS31 actually goes straight into the inner mitochondrial membrane, and it binds to a phospholipid called cardiolipin. And cardiolipin is the scaffold that holds the electron transport chain together. So when that structure weakens from age or from stress or illness or overtraining or inflammation, that's when your mitochondria can't make energy as efficiently. And SS31 is essentially that it's going to anchor into that cardiolipin and stabilize the membrane. And then that helps your mitochondria produce more ATP cleanly and more efficiently. Now, ATP is our energy currency. It's how we, generate energy for the body. We're not talking about like a cup of coffee where you get that jittery feeling. It's more of like that clean, deep energy, like waking up after 8 hours when you actually feel restored. And for the women I work with in my one-on-one coaching, we're always complaining about energy, and I almost always bring SS31 into the conversation. Now let's talk about why people are so excited about SS31. Because its mechanism hits the root of mitochondrial decline. Number one, it's going to stabilize that electron transport chain that we've just discussed. So it does this by, again, binding to cardiolipin. It improves that electron flow and reduces electron leakage, and then it boosts our ATP. So in plain English, mitochondria stop sputtering and they start acting like they're 20 years younger. Number two, reduces oxidative and redox stress. Helps rebalance reactive oxygen species inside the mitochondria, prevents oxidative damage to lipids and proteins, and over time that means less inflammation and less cellular wear and tear. Number three, it protects mitochondrial structure. So it's going to help reduce the cytochrome C release, which is one of the early markers of cell damage. And that's one of the reasons it's been studied for heart failure and also for kidney disease and mitochondrial myopathies. Number four, it boosts energy in high demand organs. So thinking muscle, brain, heart, and kidneys, there's a lot of demand there for energy. And that's why people feel huge improvements in stamina, focus, and resilience. And yes, SS31 is now FDA approved for Barth syndrome. This is a rare genetic disorder that involves cardiolipin metabolism. This approval is huge because it tells us the safety data is solid. Beyond that, it's become a major focus of longevity research because it directly addresses one of the fundamental hallmarks of aging, and that's mitochondrial dysfunction. Let's get into what SS31 actually does. Here's the big picture. It restores mitochondrial energy production. Essentially, it reverses that age-related ATP decline that we see. It also improves endurance and reduces fatigue. It enhances muscle function and recovery. It improves oxygen utilization. It reduces systemic inflammation through lower oxidative stress. It also protects the heart and the kidney tissue. It supports brain energy metabolism and cognitive clarity. It promotes long-term resilience and cellular longevity. Most of the deeper mechanistic work has been in animals, but human safety and tolerability data is very strong, and it's mostly limited to mild injection site reactions. So how do people use it? In research settings, it's often paired with mitochondrial cofactors like NAD+. This also declines with age. CoQ10, now CoQ10 is a very necessary component of the electron transport process. And I always tell people that if you're on a statin or you know someone who is, they should 100% be taking CoQ10 because statins reduce this essential component. I also like pairing SS31 with MitoPure or urolithin A. This is going to help to clean up old mitochondria, mitophagy. I also like pairing it with acetyl L-carnitine, which is fantastic for brain health and cognition, as well as for shuttling fatty acids into the mitochondria so we can burn them for energy and get rid of them. These combinations help support the full ATP cycle and maximize mitochondrial output. Let's talk about why SS31 is especially relevant for women in midlife. This is where it gets really exciting. Once we hit our 40s and 50s, mitochondrial efficiency naturally drops, and women feel this more intensely because estrogen naturally supports mitochondrial function, and as we know, that's dropping as well. So as estrogen declines, mitochondria become less resilient, and then we have fatigue, slower recovery, brain fog, muscle loss, all of those wonderful things that come with perimenopause. Add perimenopause stress, poor sleep, and high life load, and we basically have a perfect storm for mitochondrial slowdown. SS31 directly targets the core problem. It restores ATP production. It supports muscle endurance and recovery, which is critical for maintaining our lean mass as we age. It improves stress resilience and cellular repair. It supports brain energy metabolism, which is one thing that a lot of us suffer from, this brain fog. So you're going to have sharper cognition when you repair your mitochondria. For women navigating midlife, this is about getting your energy and performance back. It's not in a stimulant way, but it's a foundational cellular way. It basically helps you feel like yourself again. Not wired, not amped, just restored. SS31 is a next generation mitochondrial therapeutic that directly targets one of the root causes of aging, and that's cellular energy decline. By stabilizing cardiolipin and optimizing the electron transport chain, it restores mitochondrial function across multiple organs. And it's FDA approved for a rare genetic condition, extremely well tolerated, and one of the few peptides that we have robust human safety data, which is a big deal in the peptide world, as you probably know. I see the impact of mitochondrial repair every week in my coaching clients and the women in my private group. When you fix energy at the cellular level, everything else becomes easier. So your training gets better, your metabolism improves, mood, resilience, and longevity benefits. Now, if you want to work with me one-on-one or join in the women's group, I'm going to link everything below. And remember, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only, not medical advice. I'm a PhD doctor, not a medical doctor, so you should not get your medical advice on social media. You should go to your clinician and talk to them before starting any new treatments. And I'll see you next time.